Welcome back to Talk to Vidya, where we bring real conversations about leadership, purpose, and the people behind sustainable organizations. We hope that the stories shared here and the positive changes our guests bring in leave you inspired and hopeful. Today's episode comes to you from the serene slopes of Nandi Hills, just outside Bengaluru, a place with its own deep history of resilience and renewal. These hills once echoed with the footsteps of Tipu Sultan and the early rulers of Mysore, who saw this space as both a fortress as well as a retreat. It feels fitting that we are here today, talking about work, purpose, and well being, surrounded by a landscape that has witnessed centuries and centuries of reinvention and quiet strength. And my guests today are two remarkable women who have built something equally enduring. Mala Khanna and Priya Verma, co-founders of Crossover Services HR, a boutique consulting firm based in Bengaluru that they started way back in 2003. For over 2 decades, they've partnered with organizations from agile startups to global tech leaders, helping them build strong HR foundations and cultures of ownership. What stands out is their ability to hold long-term loyal client relationships built on trust, authenticity, and a deep understanding of both people as well as business. They've seen it all 40-year-olds retiring early, and the rise and fall of the dot-com era, the semiconductor wave, the mobile revolution, and now the AI startups reshaping the future of work. And today, from this quiet hilltop in Nandi Hills, which in fact is owned by one of our guests, Priya, we'll explore these big three themes: transitions, transformations, and tomorrow. So let's start with that bold move in 2003, leaving comfortable, profitable, high profile corporate jobs to build something from scratch. So, why?
I think you're making it sound like bravery. I would say it's less bravery. Okay, more or less restlessness. I think that got to us. A sense that we could actually do more with our, HR experience. Priya and I were both in solid corporate roles, but we wanted our work to have deeper impact. Right. It was also the time we began seeing a wave of companies setting up development centers in India, especially Bangalore. The startup ecosystem was starting to buzz. We saw a gap right there. So they needed experienced, hands-on HR leadership, but weren't ready to hire for some reason, right? So most of them, we realized, were looking for someone who had already built that journey and could help them, guide them through the whole thing, right? So setting up systems, processes, culture that aligned with their strategy and could scale fast. That's how we positioned ourselves, what's now referred to as fractional HR leaders 20 years back. It was a different kind of HR model that thinking eventually inspired the name Crossover HR Services. Crossover as in, yeah. So 2003 wasn't about quitting safety. It was about choosing a purpose. And honestly, there's something deliciously naive in your 30s. You believe passion and a laptop can solve anything. Actually, it turns out sometimes it can.
Did. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But I think you guys were, one of the. It was really, it was a very pioneer thing to do in back then, right? Yeah. This function itself was very much in house. Yeah. So, Priya, I'm going to give this to you. What drew you to take that same leap? What was that conversation like? Tell me more about the optics.
So, Vidya, after working in the corporate world for more than 1.5 decades and having worked in all aspects of HR in small, large, Indian, and multinational companies, wanted to get adventurous and start a HR boutique consulting firm. Mala had worked with my husband at Intel, and he always had lovely things to tell about her, that she's so committed, sincere, passionate. However, I did not know Mala at all, right, personally. The first time I met Mala was at my housewarming ceremony.
Really?
Yeah. Remember Mala? Yeah. And though very busy, I went up to her and I asked her if, we could start something together. And Mala was like, yeah, but to be very honest, it didn't sound very convincing. However, I didn't let go of her. In a week's time, I called her and we then decided to meet up. Our first meeting, we discussed broadly what we wanted to do, but we were spending more time trying to know each other.
Okay.
Very soon, two companies contacted us for outsourcing their HR function, and we got started. Much of our business plan and strategy got evolved along the way. And we believe that this was the best way it could have happened for us.
That's good. So, Priya, are you saying that even when you both met, right, Mala, when you guys met and when you said, okay, let's go ahead and start this, there was no question of branding, because also back there, was it not there? Or did you actually think we should first get a website, normal things? You didn't do those
No,
normal
I
things?
think it was to crystallize first what we wanted to do, put ourselves out there, try it out, give it our all, and then decide.
So it was word of mouth, Priya?
Yeah.
That's what you mean when you said two companies.
Yes.
It's
Because
so
we were
powerful,
talking
right?
about it, and actually, to be honest, maybe it worked the other way also.
How come?
Where, somebody did ask us whether we could do some outsourced HR for them. And we said, maybe this is a good way to get started with a company. So a lot of things were playing in our mind. This is almost 23 years back, and we are getting old. That's how much we can remember. But yes, I mean, that also kind of pushed us to get started, because we saw that maybe there is a demand for this kind of service in the industry.
I see. That's really amazing that you guys just kicked off running.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, starting out as two women founders in HR consulting, was it smooth sailing initially, or more like an organized chaos? Mala?
That's a good one. See, when we started, we got really lucky. That she already mentioned. Our first few clients were founders and leaders who we worked with earlier, and more than anything, trusted us to do the right thing, right, and make the difference. I think that trust gave us our head start, right? But we also worked hard to dispel any skepticism about the value consultants can bring by operating less like outsiders, right, but more like embedded partners. So we didn't want to hand over a playbook and disappear. True success, we realized, comes when you stay vested, right?
Engaged.
Yeah, vested to the point that you're willing to be in the trenches, right? From the CX level right down to the ground level. That's how the whole fractional HR leadership opportunity began to take shape. Of course, we are very grateful for those early clients.
Absolutely.
Right?
People who trusted us.
They strengthen
The
our
breaks that you
resolve.
got from these guys.
And yes, we grew purely by
Word of
referrals.
mouth, yeah.
Every assignment was a testament, right?
Small segue there, both of you. Do you think that a word of mouth scenario will work today? Purely by? No, purely by.
Maybe not, because people refer to so many channels before they take decisions. So maybe not.
Like
but,
they validate.
Yeah, they validate, and there's so much more data available, right?
So true. And the number of choices are so many more.
So much more. Absolutely.
See, I would say we continue to get only by referrals.
Even
right?
today?
We continue.
Oh my God,
but
get
to
out
your
of here.
question,
Really?
No, really. But I think to your question, that happened because we had already set credibility. But if you're newer in this day and age, like she said, you'll definitely need to use different types of media to get in, right?
Yeah.
That's
true. So our marketing department was what?
Clients? And also a lot of people, they were repeat customers to us.
Yeah. Loyal, repeat customers.
That makes us feel so good about it, because I'm sure we did something right because of which they came
You've
back
done,
to us.
I think you guys have done phenomenally well, right? And that's so inspiring. That's why I really wanted to talk to both of you. Just and done such a deviation of what anybody was doing at that time, and you're still here. So it's so amazing to have you here, even.
Thank you, Vidya.
How did clients see you in those early years? Were they skeptical or did they instantly see your conviction? How is it that you scaled with zero marketing? It's kind of the same question, is it?
It's the same question. I think it's word of mouth, like we say, has actually what 90 to 100%, right?
That's how much you would call it?
Yes, I think that's it. So if you look at it, right, one of our earlier projects, the founder contacted us. It was just a 10 people tech startup. We helped them define the culture, hiring principles, performance before they even raised funding. Few years later, of course, they got acquired. And the founder still says those early systems became their backbone. That's a kind of quiet validation that keeps you going.
The framework. They still use the same framework.
They do, they've evolved, but it's the validation that we get from some things like this.
That's awesome. It's very unique. So looking back now, 20 years later, what were your biggest or what are your biggest transition learnings?
I think we learned early that credibility really doesn't come with a logo, right?
Yeah.
It comes with how you show up, how far you're willing to go beyond what you signed off for to make sure that you're solving for real problems. Often those problems aren't even HR on paper, but they're deeply tied to culture, execution, ultimately the company's success. So you do need resilience and patience for that, right?
Absolutely.
In our role, the expectations are very different from those of a full-time leader, right? The timelines are tighter, outcomes need to be sharper, and the impact has to be tangible and fast, but sustainable, right? So you learn to think long term because most of our client partnerships, like you said, are long term. They've spanned over years, over several, multiple, business cycles. So watching an organization evolve from an early stage to, mid stage to mature, and knowing that you've been part of the journey is deeply fulfilling. I can't tell you, right? How many times startups have just come to us saying that they needed only specific, we just want you to do this, right? Then it becomes clear,
Yeah.
right, that their real issues, for example, could be something to do with culture alignment, right? We've ended up doing redesigning their onboarding, their reward systems, how they communicate. And within weeks, we were helping them navigate even hiring challenges, clashes, founder fatigue, 3 months.
Founder fatigue.
Yeah.
Nice.
3 years became, 3 months became 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah. And by the time they hit 300, the founders would still talk about, hey, toughest even now, call to ask, hey, not even ask. It's like banter about people challenges that are there. Yeah. I think that's when we realized our work really isn't about policies. It's really about earning a seat at the table through trust, basically trust and commitment.
Oh, that's a lot, but I kind of get it. Yeah. That's a lot of things on your shoulders. But are you sure that is it just in your case because you guys are so well versed in the whole range of stuff, or do you think actually people who are outsourced work from an organization actually gets less of more of a load of work?
No, I think it's not about a more load. I think it's about
more of responsibilities.
Yes, the brief, right? The brief is one, but you can't really stick to that. You want to ensure there's a lot of success in what you do. So which is why you take on more. And because it's time, right? Initially, it's all about, hey, can you do this? Like, how long do you take to do something like this?
So you guys are mutually figuring each other out.
And also the other thing is that, having done so many clients in the last 20 plus years, if at all we see something that is coming in the way of the business success, we are restless. And we need to let them know, and okay, at the end of the day, it
very
is
good
for them
point.
to decide whether they want to make a change or not. But our conscience will not permit us not to say what needs to be done, right? So the minute Mala and we get into an organization, we, in spite of, like Mala said, there are deliverables, but for us, the business success is most critical.
It's paramount.
Yeah, paramount, and that goes beyond any HR deliverable, right? So I think that's what Mala and I from Crossover bring to the table.
That's now it's very clear. Thank you for clarifying that. So, you've both seen a full generation of professionals come and go. You've seen, like we said, 40-year-olds retire, we've all seen that, it was amazing. And 22-year-olds start new companies. What is the biggest difference between how people worked then versus now, you think?
Yeah, I think back then, work was almost an identity, right? People introduce themselves with not just their name, but also the company they worked in. I think today work feels more like a chapter.
Yeah, in fact, we were joking the other day saying that
They put it on the wedding card.
That's right. It would
so it was
show
so much a part of their
integral part,
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. When we say it's more like a chapter, it's because people want it to be more meaningful, right?
yes.
And they want to make sure that it fits into the life that they are designing, which is really nice. So earlier, stability was currency. Staying in one place meant that you proved loyalty. Growth too meant that you learned, you gave it time before you moved to the next level. Now, curiosity and velocity are the new currency, right?
Right.
The flexibility to move faster by moving across roles, levels, even careers is what
Absolutely.
is really proves relevance now. So, what's interesting is that technology per se hasn't changed, right? It's just changed. What's really changed is what we expect from it, right? Speed, transparency, access to information have flattened hierarchies to a large extent. So, it makes it easy to experiment, right?
Right.
I think the best professionals really today aren't necessarily the ones who know the most. And I think that's something that you'll see. But really are the ones who have learned to, learn fast,
Yes.
implement fastest.
Yeah.
I think that's really core right now. Vidya, take the son, your son's example. I think perfect.
Yeah.
All of
Fast is the name of the game.
all of 20 setting up an AI company, got his funding
In place.
That's what the world today is all about, right? It's truly multi-generational.
Right.
I think it's a workforce where all the old norms are going to be questioned, and rightfully so should be a challenge, right? I think the older generation, if I may say, measured success by, tenure in terms of loyalty, what they have
And
built,
rank.
Yes, designations.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think our newer generation wants to focus on impact and autonomy, right? And that's not to say that one is better than the other, right? Just that the relationship with work has changed.
Yeah.
Also,
Right?
how versatile you are. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
how fast you can jump in all directions.
In all directions, exactly.
And I think even for leadership, they need to kind of adapt to the changing environment. If not, they're going to be left behind.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, I think so. I think it's not about, the career ladder that we love to do, we love to put it all in place. I think it's moved to the body of work that matters really.
What you
right?
can showcase at the end of, end of life or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Okay, so Priya, how has the role of HR changed from compliance and paperwork that used to be to strategy and culture, obviously, now?
So I think the shift has happened in the last 2 decades already,
Okay.
Where HR has evolved from a fiduciary role to being a trusted advisor to the leaders, helping them shape the culture and create conditions that allow employees to do their best.
Okay.
Today, HR is at the forefront of creating a culture of engagement, learning, enhancing employee experience, championing diversity, and building workplace capability as against the traditional ask of compliance, hiring, and payroll. The modern HR professional is no longer tasked with administration, but actively working on programs, program design, developing analytics, learning, and communicating strategies to help business succeed.
So rightly said.
Yeah.
In your view, Mala, what makes the new age employee tick? And what's missing in that person? Tricky question.
And not an easy question either.
I think the new age employee is actually incredibly self-aware. Okay,
Very, yeah,
I
true.
don't like dishing one generation and saying one is better than the other. It's you have to see what they bring. They want purpose. They want feedback. They want autonomy. Sometimes all by Monday, but they value transparency, of course. They question hierarchy. They push leaders to show up with authenticity. Right?
Absolutely,
They don't want fluff. Right. But what's missing though is really the patience. Okay, the ability to stay through the messy middle path where really growth happens. The magic is right there,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So there have been countless times we have our younger employees come up to us when things are going good and say like, I've been here now 8 months, 9 months, I'm ready to lead. When things are not going well or it's slow, it's like I'm feeling stuck. There's no meaning,
And
meaningful work.
And they are, and they have another offer in hand too.
If they want, yeah. And
Why not,
yeah,
right?
why
Sure,
not?
why not? Yeah. And when things go bad, it's like I've done so much work. It's not yet live. Right? No, but honestly, I think growth rarely feels glamorous when you're in the middle of it, right?
Absolutely.
Right? That's the thing. So there's less tolerance to ambiguity, and it's ironic because that's where innovation happens.
Right.
So I think there lies a balance. What is required? That keep firing away your questions. Great, keep us all honest, right? But pair it with discipline to build. I think that's what is.
Oh, that's so. I hope everyone's listening. So I have an interesting one for you. You work with founders very closely. So how has leadership expectations changed, especially in this hybrid, high growth setups?
You're right. It's interesting. I think leaders in high growth setups, I think today are expected to be definitely very agile, right? They're working with leaner structures and also trying to balance empathy, culture, burnout, inclusion, all with real intent, right?
Right.
So the pressure is really relentless. That's not to say it wasn't before,
Yeah.
but it's a different type, right? They're expected to be visionary, empathetic, operationally sharp, all before the next round of funding, okay? So I think the best leaders I think that we have seen and we work for actually know how to zoom in and zoom out, right? They know how to be hands-on, when to step back, when to listen, when to decide, be firm. So actually hybrid, since you asked that, hybrid work demands that rhythm. Right? In terms of otherwise, you will have teams quietly checking out. That's when a tone deaf culture begins to build.
Right. Which
Right?
is very, we see it a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One leader actually, when hybrid was really new, right, he would insist on morning stand ups, right?
Yeah.
And actually, that was not to micromanage.
Correct.
That was, and his only question, I was like so amazing, was, what do you need from me today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is it. The one question that largely kept everybody aligned, they felt supported,
Absolutely.
and there
Cared.
was chaos and cared for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Right?
much what stand-ups are, right? You
Yeah,
use
yeah.
it to, normally leaders don't participate, but at least the managers middle level, they actually ask you, these are what needs to get done. What do you need for that?
Yeah, but with
Absolutely.
organizations being more flat these days, even the leaders and even management needs to be a part of this,
Right.
because employees are seeing their connect at each level,
Yeah.
right? And they are also judging and gauging them.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
completely.
Yeah.
You're very right.
I also think that, knowing what's happening in your organization at every level is very, very critical.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think as people are scaling these days, right, with AI and the staff they are hiring, and there are so many. I think it's more critical that
The
you're
alignment
kind of
has to be
hands-on.
there, right? The
Yeah.
alignment also has to be there.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think, build large spaces, for themselves, and they have a little bit of a disparate culture, which is away from the employees, and that I don't think will work now.
Absolutely.
You've
Yes.
got to be hand in glove with them,
Absolutely.
in every level, and then I think that marriage would really work well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mala. And thank you, Priya. So, I have a data question for you, Priya. So, do you think we have become highly data driven, and thereby have you think we have lost some of the human touch in HR?
Well, data is the fuel that propels strategies and actions and absolutely vital to decision making. However, context, sentiments, and the emotional aspects of the decisions we take around people is equally paramount. The world is getting hyper personalized, and data helps with the personalization, but it does not replace the human interface. I think most organizations recognize the importance of a healthy blend and work towards harmonizing both elements.
That's excellent. So without the numbers also, right? I mean, we don't have that base or the framework of conversation. But
Correct.
without the conversation,
Yeah.
there is no point with the numbers. So I
Absolutely.
think one needs to really find a middle ground in such a data obsessed world.
Yes, absolutely.
Obsessed is the name now, because anybody can be obsessed with data today,
Yes,
right?
yes,
All you need is,
absolutely.
whereas the other skill is something that has to be worked on and not very ubiquitous, right? Yeah.
And you definitely need that blend, right?
Yeah. I think that's good. So if you had to describe the biggest behavioral shift between an old school employee and a Gen Z talent, what would it be? I know you kind of touched upon this, but in comparison with an old school.
I think the biggest shift is, I would say, how people show up, right? Old school employees probably communicated with restraint, a little bit of diffidence, hierarchy in mind. Gen Zs will use exactly the same tone on a Slack, write to the CEO, just like they write to their friends. I honestly think it's very refreshing. Right, which is, it keeps everybody more authentic, more accountable.
Yeah.
Right. I think confidence too has flipped. Earlier it was something you earned,
Correct.
like
Now these are born only with confidence.
it's something start off. It's
Yeah,
something. Yes,
these are
you're
born
right.
only,
Probably, all of them come with
Yeah.
confidence. I think that's really the big shift that has been
this
happening.
low self-esteem is never a problem anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's just never a problem.
And most often it's overconfidence.
It's always high.
Yeah.
Without no data at all.
I wouldn't say that. That's unfair. I think that's unfair. I think it's not.
Mala
that they
just
don't know.
loves the Gen Z.
I love all. I love all my levels.
Gens.
All the gens, all the generations. Actually, why I'm saying I'm disagreeing is there was actually a Gen Z who actually approached us and
The shadow thing. Yesterday we discussed.
and said that I would like to be part of the leadership meeting. The first reaction is why? Almost no. Then we said okay, let her go. It was amazing that she actually sat through it. She did the most amazing induction slides because it made so much sense. It's like a
my gosh,
regular
that's
stuff,
lovely.
right? Where it is to her that you could read. right? But just the way the leaders were talking, the key points that were there, which we thought, eventually new employees will learn about it, she actually captured it there.
Nice.
There is where I think exactly what is the difference.
You don't
It's great.
underestimate anyone.
Yeah.
But you still need the earlier generations. You have millennials, you have Gen Zs, you have our, what we call ourselves, right? Which is but I think it's working together.
Yeah.
That's making it a success.
Yeah. Also respecting each other, right? I mean, you have to respect everybody's
And there's so
orbit.
much of give and take.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we are coming to our last theme, that's tomorrow. So you have built crossover into a respected people advisory firm. So what's next? Any new directions? Are you thinking of mentoring HR leaders or any governance roles?
Yeah, I think you've touched upon something that, we talk about, and we are actually, prepping ourselves for it. I think the next phase is all about coaching and mentoring. It's not that we didn't do it. We've always done it.
Been doing it
right? We've
all
been
this
doing
while.
it. Yeah. But to navigate the new world, right? Where hierarchies are flattened, teams actually going to be more and more self-managed. Influence will matter more than authority. I think it means helping leaders adapt to an AI-generated or a driven, I would say, environment, about learning how to spot authenticity, make better people decisions, preserve the human lens, which we were talking about. Even when you said data takes the center stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will. I think governance and ethics will become the backbone of HR, right? As AI begins to shape, right, how we hire, promote, reward, we'll need to go beyond efficiencies, honestly speaking, and start talking about fairness, accountability in a different way, right? So at crossover, I think we see the opportunities to build companies, maybe ethical frameworks, make people data a little more transparent, right? Run bias checks, ensure that leaders actually truly understand the impact of the tools that they use, right? So we want to create a simple, how about a real-time playbook? Not something that we could do and say, go to the intranet, click here, and this is where you will get, right? Because technology will always move faster than our policies. So I think the conversation really reminds me of the conversations we've had, is that it's all about making work more human, okay? The tools, the tech, the titles have evolved, but the heart of it hasn't. It still has. It's all about people, purpose, the possibility. And that's what actually keeps us curious, right?
And I think, Mala, that has been our strength always, where we are able to work alongside people. And I think in an AI-driven world also, with data, to make sure that that personal touch is there, that is a skill that Mala and I have been bringing to the table from day one, right? So,
like the cornerstones. These are the pillars, which has always remained the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what would you both say you're comfortable with retiring at a certain age, or do you see yourselves as forever contributors? You want to take it first, Priya?
Yeah, sure. Well, there is no reason at present for us to think about retirement. Our children are married and settled in their respective professions, and both of us have a lot more bandwidth to contribute and stay relevant, right, Mala?
Right, true.
And Mala and I really, really enjoy what we do. In this business of consulting, our experience and exposure counts, and age is just a number, right? So, but honestly, we would like to see ourselves as being forever contributors. No retirement on the cards for a very long time.
Not even in this beautiful house.
Nandi Hill setting.
Looks like we can just stay over tonight and retire.
It's Monday morning is tomorrow.
Beautiful home.
Crossover at Nandi Hills.
Mala, do you have anything to add?
No, I think it's very clear. I don't think it ever crossed at least my mind, at least. And she rightly said, age is really a number. There's still so much to do, so much to learn. It's actually just I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's never enough. You're not really sitting on any past laurels or think that you've done it. I never really felt that.
And
That's
also,
wonderful.
I think when you're constantly interacting with different kind of people, okay,
Yeah.
you stay young. You stay young, and it keeps you going. So
Yeah.
there's no question of retiring.
And also, I think you have this, this fortunate thing of, like you said, you guys even work with Gen Zs mostly, right? Some of the CEOs are Gen Zs. So this is so amazing, right? You actually get to see in close quarters how they function, how they work. And working with young people always make you
Yes,
feel
there's so
young.
much of learning from them.
Yeah, and somehow the way they think, otherwise, where else are they going to really hang out with you, right? Work is it's a nice way to know how
There will be a total disconnect.
Okay, so do you believe it's important for leaders to consciously build other interests outside work early on?
Absolutely. I think I think I've consistently seen that leaders who are great at what they do, make thoughtful decisions under pressure, are always well-rounded. Means that it's not just work. They go on treks, run, cycle, hobbies, and these just are not side interests that they have. They actually build discipline, right? They build patience, perspective. So when challenges hit, you're able to draw from these.
Absolutely.
Right? Actually, if you look at it even way back before, one-on-ones, if you know, are like mostly walks now. Like, let's go for a walk. This was like long back when I was, I think, in San Jose. I had gone for a visit and I had a morning meeting, really early morning meeting.
know that
with
office.
You know that office, right? Yeah. And I land up there because it's a morning meeting, dressed up, everything. And the CEO's all ready because he wants to go on a walk. And a walk that I thought was 5 kilometers because I was wearing work shoes. And we walked for almost 2 hours, I think, because there was so much to discuss. So that is.
How come you didn't tell me about this, Mala? I'm hearing it for the first time.
I think something that I just remembered when she said that. I think what's interesting, really, Vidya, is that it's about the way leaders are also recharging, is changing, is evolving. Like you remember, golf was such a thing. It was considered networking. I think they were teaching it in MBAs, if I'm not mistaken, okay?
Yeah.
But today you'll find same conversations happening over pickleball, table tennis, running, right?
Absolutely.
I think they're more inclusive, they're lighter, and they build genuine.
And they are the flavor of the season.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a networking, networking platform.
Yeah.
Today
and
it's
I
pickleball.
think more importantly, all this has happened very organically. You know?
Yeah, I think
So that's a nice thing. So
true. I think personally also, I've always encouraged my girls to be, take up sport and things because it's about, you learn so much about it, right?
Yes.
The connections.
You make so
you
many
go
more
beyond
friends.
just workplace. You become a little more centered, I would say.
Yeah.
Right? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I think, at the end of the day, like we always discuss when we are not meeting, we are friends also. Whenever we meet up, we discuss. We are all a lot of things, right?
Absolutely.
We are just not what we do.
Exactly.
We are some of us we know how much Priya loves to decorate. She's so creative. She's literally can design homes.
Yes.
And so she loves beauty, nice things around her, and also there's so much of other skills, networking, introducing people.
Totally,
and I think it's all very important. All of us are a bunch of things.
And you need to unleash that, okay?
I think so. Embrace that. And do more of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the next thing is definitely a little bit more, critical for us to talk about briefly. So let's touch on prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. acronym is POSH. How important is it today to have these frameworks alive, not just on paper, but on, policy principle and action? Is it mandatory for leaders and for core teams and for everyone else in the context to get trained?
Well, I think POSH Act has been an excellent initiative and was much needed in the corporate world. Very heartening to see how it has evolved and is being implemented in the right spirit in organizations, most of the organizations. Mala and I have been associated with organization even before the POSH Act came into being. And we do see how it has impacted organizations in a very nice way. It has changed the very culture of organizations and all for the better. Answering the second part of your question, definitely it is mandatory to train leaders and make them understand what is acceptable, what is not acceptable in a workplace, what is the role that they play, and the seriousness of this moment, right? Because these concepts are global now, right? So people should be in awareness and should have that discipline.
So just to double click on that, I think this also includes vendors.
It does include
Not
vendors.
just people who are working within the organization.
Contractors, vendors, everyone.
everybody.
Yeah.
Visitors who visit the office.
Yeah, visit the office.
So if you say from the time it was incorporated to now, would you say like 95% of the organizations are have this in place, have POSH
See,
in
they
place?
have, it is mandatory, okay, to have it in place. But then to do it with the right spirit, I think people, most organizations are seeing value in it, and they are putting all the effort that is needed to make sure that it is implemented in the right spirit. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the big five companies like Fang have introduced wellness time off, have very clear-cut policies in for mental as well as physical wellness. What is your take on such policies for companies in India? Do they work? Do culture actually matters more than benefits here?
Yeah, actually, that's a really nice question. By the way, what, just Thursday, Karnataka announced menstrual leave,
Menstrual
right?
leave. That's
Which is
so
for women.
good.
Yeah, it sounds great, right?
Yeah.
It really does, and it is truly because of the intent, right? The intent is positive and progressive. To your question,
I hope the implementation also remains the same way, right?
yes.
Let's be
That's
positive.
important.
Yes, but policies like these or wellness time off are only as good as the implementation, like you said, right? So you can have the most forward-thinking plan on paper, right? But if the culture still rewards like always on, right? Then it becomes just another announcement,
So
not
true.
really a change, right?
Yeah.
Culture, you rightly said, Vits. Okay, culture is really the differentiator, right? When leaders balance, make conversations out of mental health, and in fact, that this is really up your alley in terms of how what you do and what
Yeah.
we would love to hear more about. Well-being is definitely central, right? It's only then that intent makes the impact. So I know, and it's we to blame. HR to blame. Wellness can't be this once in a quarter
Yes.
campaign, right?
I don't
It
think
has
it
to be.
is
It is not. It is
anybody.
not. No,
It's
no,
not
no.
due to blame. I don't think it's a HR or a campaign kind of thing, even, right? It should be a consistent, ubiquitous
Ongoing
thing that's
concern.
always there.
Supported by leaders,
Leadership
right? Leadership.
and yeah.
So only then does it move. I think from a good headline, like
Yeah.
we're saying, right, to a real habit. It has to be a habit
Absolutely
about
right.
it. And then, of course, I would love to hear more about it. Maybe we'll keep that. I'll
Park
hold
that,
my.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we'll park
Yeah.
that for now.
Sure. Okay, so similarly, if you could redesign workplace wellness, right, in 2026, say we are almost in October.
Yeah.
So what would it look like in your mind? How would it?
I think the same thing that I've said. I think we would probably stop calling it programs. Try viewing it as an ecosystem, right? And it should blend physical, mental, emotional, and seamlessly into how work gets done.
Yes.
Right? It would also mean how we are rewarding behaviors, right? What we do. Do we value energy over hours? Do we trust right tracking? Is it dialogue over dashboards, right? I think it's only those that would matter finally at the end, right? I think real, it's those little areas where actually fatigue, disengagement hide and you can't see it.
Right.
If you're not really part of it, right? I've seen teams really thrive when leaders check in, right? They respect boundaries. That's when wellness really moves. And we're not talking about wellness just about physical health, right? We're talking about every possible thing
aspect.
that is there, right? Employees feel supported. I think they return refreshed. There's also the whole psych safety at work, which comes from all of this. So, yes, I think to me, the wellness, I think one thing, wellness of the future would be that can it be exactly these things? Can it be woven into work?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's a good segue. You were saying that dialogue over dashboards, right? Dashboards is basically data metrics.
Yes.
Just think if there was a way in which, every leader could be accountable or could measure the productivity of each of their team member from month to month.
Yeah.
Right. And if something has dropped drastically, right, there has to be something off.
And go and check what that is.
I mean, you use data for everything else. Why not use for this,
Absolutely.
right? So you can use the same dashboard to also track wellness, right? If somebody is taking more than one sick leave or there's a wellness issue, you already know about that. And I think even that should also be tracked. Why not?
Including performance, because a dip in performance could also be because of a certain reason, right?
I think employee assistance programs definitely in the West are very up to date with 24/7 mental health counseling, access to all doctors, including psychiatrists. We have everything over there. I'm sure it is available here also. I'm sure all you need to do is ask. So you guys should actually ask whoever is in the corporate culture, right? Ask for help. How is anybody going to know you need help? So I think there's nothing to be ashamed of, which we keep saying.
True.
They don't have any stigma. Any problem is something that they can help you instead of taking extreme steps, right?
Absolutely.
And I think even right now, didn't we hear the Bollywood diva? I think
Deepika?
Deepika being
talking about depression.
being
On mental
appointed
health
as
day,
being appointed as the World Mental Health Ambassador or something in the Union Ministry. I really am sure all of these is going to trickle down. And help people at the grassroots level, not only at the grassroots level, but in corporates. Because I think we are all, looking up to new frameworks, new things that will help the.
Definitely, things are moving. They are changing.
There are conversations.
Maybe it's absolutely.
That wasn't even there before. So
no, I think it's a little more nuanced also. So there are conversations. There are outsourced help. There are teleservices available. I think all of those are there. I think Vidya, but there's one thing that you had when we had met up. You said about how do you identify, right?
Yeah.
If somebody's having, let's say,
like a breakdown.
And it doesn't even look like a breakdown. It may look like a tantrum. It may look like you just gave me feedback and this is why I'm.
Yeah.
I think those things are not something that
unusual behavior and all that needs to be tracked, I feel.
And also I think we need to sensitize leaderships to kind of identify these
and
issues.
hold them accountable as well.
Yes, absolutely. And maybe if it happens once, okay, it could just be
one-off thing.
standalone and a one-off thing. But if there is a repeat, then maybe one has to get a little into it to check what is going on.
Agree completely.
Yeah. So, okay. So we are going to talk about AI, of course, and end the last theme with it. So
Makes sense.
you both work so closely with leadership teams. How are they viewing AI in HR? As an opportunity to innovate or as a disruption? They still don't fully understand. Which one is it?
I think people are looking at it as an opportunity. Okay. It's not about disruption and it's not about anything that's like we're waiting for. I think it's already in. I don't even know whether we are making a big deal about what's coming. It's already there.
No
Currently,
escaping.
it's like small things. Your note taker, they're all meeting note takers are all AI, right? Whatever you use, right? It's simple stuff like this. Our performance systems, we use something called people queues, right? And this year, I've seen them, put in features where there is an AI prompt there, and it's not wordsmithing what you're writing. It's actually looking at all the data that an leader's putting in, picking out things that could be relevant. So it's there. It's not going to disrupt. It is something that people need to look into how we're going to work, how we're going to integrate. Yes, to your question.
Usage is what is very critical, How are you going to use it? How are you going to deal with it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Actually, for example, I work with a founder right now, right? Again, it's like somebody who's really up to date, like tech forward, reading forward.
Savvy.
Of course, savvy, everything, right? And he is evaluating various tools. And I don't know, like, for example, easy things to think about is in talent, right? In talent, in TA, recruitment. That's the easy one that's already there. And he was asking his team to evaluate one tool. I don't know, it was Higher View. I don't remember which one, right? But he was telling me that he was reviewing the recording and the candidate is answering. So this is like work history, deep dive. All of that takes time, right? The candidate is actually responding to the AI like he or she is speaking to a person.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
it's scary also.
Is it? Is that? I think it's out there. It is already there. I don't know whether it's going to disrupt. I think people of readiness is there. People are talking about it. For HR, it would mean a lot. It would mean governance. It would mean checking for biases, checking to see if there is the tool being effectively used, right? I think that's a new ask about everything that is going to be there.
Wonderful. Anything to add, Priya?
No, I think Mala has said all that. Yeah.
Are we going to get into favorite tool that you use?
Who doesn't use ChatGPT?
Yeah, that is given.
I don't think it's likely given. Perplexity. I think it's all so integrated. I think we are all, like we said, no, we are able to do better emails. We are able to do better communication.
We're not wasting time doing, trying to kind of phrase sentences or, memos or whatsoever anymore, right?
Yeah. So I think these are by far the most favorites for everybody. Look at it. There are some specific ones, of course, but yes.
But do you think the new Gen Alpha, which I'm sure she likes them also, Gen Alpha,
all the gens,
Gen Alpha will know how to frame sentences? Or will they just skip kindergarten to directly to
that's their problem.
You don't have to worry about it.
Oh, they will.
Eventually.
Mala's there to say something.
No, I don't think so. I think yes. There'll be different
Why
skills.
would they? I mean, it's
Why not? But do we really need it? I mean, look at the functions
do we
that
really
were.
Need to,
no, why? Look at the functions that
because
used to struggle.
Because we need to speak,
Yeah.
No one is going to be prompting us. No prompt from chat.
I think it's very dramatic to think that they're going to stop talking. It's like
Sorry,
a very dystopian view of what AI is going to do. Okay, we are only going to speak over, Did you get my text? No, there are some real problems. Yeah, sure.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
I
having
think
us.
Pleasure,
we are,
Vidya.
we
Thank
are-
you so much for having us over.
Thank you for coming, and let's do the rapid fire. What's one HR policy you think should be banned forever? Priya, I'll start.
Retirement policy.
Good one.
Mala?
Agree. I think it's got to do with anything that starts with employees must, should.
Those verbiage.
We should trust employees too. That's the one it
Yeah,
should be.
that's a very good one. So, remote work or return to office, what wins, Priya?
Neither. It has to be a blend of both based on the mutual agreement between the employer and the employee.
Yeah, I think if work is interesting, people will show up anywhere, whether remotely or in office. Work has to be great.
So, there should be no mandates.
There should be mandates as long as you're very clear about what you're expecting and the work you're actually telling what's expected. Yes, collaboration, definitely on site. Newer teams, bring them, right? Hybrid is, I think, there to stay.
Okay. What's the most overused buzzword in HR today?
AI in HR. Everybody is talking about it, but there's very little to show at this point of time.
Okay.
I think it's synergy. We've just been rehashing it. It's been networking since the 90s. It just has new names to it. We just keep rebranding it.
The word synergy?
It's,
Okay. So, what is one red flag you instantly spot in an interview?
I think when you ask a question and they will say, "Oh no, that wasn't part of my job." It's like, oh, really?
Yuck.
Honesty.
Okay. You mean dishonesty?
Yeah, dishonesty. So, I mean, honesty is what we're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, what is a favorite culture building exercise you think that actually works?
Leaders who actually listen instead of any trainings and culture building. I think it's as simple as that.
And also maybe storytelling by leaders.
Yes, that's a good
That's
one.
a nice one. Yeah.
So, annual appraisals, keep them or kill them?
Kill and bury them. It should be in the moment all through the year.
Consistent, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same
Ongoing.
Evolving, yeah. I mean, it's very, it'll be archaeology right now. If you're going to annual, yes, it has to be continuous.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So, what is your HR pet peeve?
Well, lack of gratitude and appreciation from employees for what the organization does for them.
Good.
I think for me it is they think we are responsible for employee happiness. I mean, it's not a HR metric. It is a human metric. Like we can only create conditions, right? Happiness is.
They're
it's a
asking
human-
people to meet HR for happiness?
No, I think they think there's like an underlying thing saying that yeah,
Go
like,
meet the
we need to
HR.
do- Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like we're responsible for happiness.
Yeah. If HR had a mascot, what would it be?
It would be a Zen Buddha. Listen, understand, assimilate, and then respond.
I would say I would love a German Shepherd, but I think the employees will see it as a bulldog. That was a mascot.
One HR myth you wish people would stop repeating.
Trivialize HR function to be one which organizes events, rangoli competitions, and celebrations.
Yeah, absolutely.
When is the next event happening?
So lame.
Same.
Anything to add?
No, we're not the party people. When's the next party?
Event planner. Event planner.
Yeah, when's the next party? When's
So, a leadership habit you think every leader should learn from HR.
I would say bite your tongue and listen. Not that we are very good at it as HR, but yes, leaders also. Leaders need to bite their tongue and like HR.
Listen. Yeah.
Listen.
To add to it, I would say reach out and connect at an individual level across the organization.
Good, good. And I have a couple of other ones as well. So, recognition at work, what do you think about that?
I think you should recognize teams and not individuals because no one wins alone and nobody loses alone.
You want to say anything?
No, she said it all. Very nice.
Okay. So, culture or performance first at work?
Culture for sure.
Interesting. Good.
It's always culture. Yeah.
Okay, this is my favorite question these days. After an emoji accident, emojis in work messages, yes or no?
I think in today's age, anything goes as long as you are able to convey the message in an impactful and professional way.
Yeah.
I think moderation. Yeah. That's like the problem you had. I think half the ones, if the newer ones are using, we're like, what? What is that supposed to be? Right? So in moderation, because it's professional environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your fitness routine in one word.
Vidya, I need 4 words. Okay. Good diet, good sleep.
Oh,
Nice.
good.
That's true. For me, it's consistency. So if, 3 days in a row, then
That's
fourth
so
day
true.
you need to get up. and
Very
go do
inspiring.
Yeah.
I should follow that. 3 should be that golden number.
And it shows, no, Vidya.
What triggers you the most and why?
Cleanliness, lack of it.
For me, it's tardiness. It gets to me.
It's a good one. Embarrassment or failure, which is worse?
Embarrassment.
You'd rather be
That's
embarrassed.
because failure is a natural outcome of an initiative. But embarrassment is caused when you have not put in your full effort.
For me, it's neither. I think there's learning. As long as you learn from both,
You won't-
sometimes you,
You're not bothered.
I'm not bothered. Yeah.
Favorite meal of the day?
For me, it's dinner because as a family, we sit together and have dinner. That's one meal that we look forward to.
Love that.
Breakfast. You give me breakfast 3 times a
3
day.
times.
I will eat breakfast.
I'm always going to the all-day breakfast places. Always.
Exactly.
So I asked this to all my guests, and somehow all my guests seem to be married for long. But long-term marriage secrets, what is it? What do you think it is?
To me, it is friendship.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think communication and humor.
Humor. Oh,
Yeah.
you need to have sense
Yeah.
of humor, man. So we all have daughters. So what do you think is, how did they learn that financial independence is everything? Because I know they're all having interesting jobs and all your girls.
Find your purpose, pursue it with passion, and rest will follow.
Amazing. And Ankita has a very interesting, very different kind of job, right?
Yeah,
that
and
she's
something
enjoying.
that the nice thing is that is what she was always passionate about, and today that's what she does for a living. And I'm sure that's a great blend to have. Yeah.
For me, it is, constantly I've told him, you need to upskill. You need to invest in yourself. You need to invest your money. And don't be apologetic about it.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
a strong,
Good
moment.
lesson.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Pilates, yoga, or Zumba, what is your morning, routine?
Yoga.
Okay.
My day starts with yoga.
So there is a yoga, but it's weights. Yoga is for Zen, and weights for me is chaos. So I need both.
Both.
Yeah.
A song or habit that instantly lifts your mood?
A good cognac after dinner.
We know what to do tonight.
Nice, exactly. Yeah. For me, it's a great playlist.
Oh, good. What is something people would be surprised to know about both of you outside work, Priya?
I'm a shopaholic.
Will they be surprised, Mala? I didn't think that maybe anybody will be surprised. Who knows, Priya? Mala?
No, for me, it is the me time with loud music and a book. That's
So
me.
sweet.
Maybe only your girls know that, huh? None of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, how would you describe your friendship? It's been so many years, and which is also developed into this big bond at work and everything in one word. Priya?
For me, She's a soulmate.
No, I think I agree. I think we've just been it's
Yes.
been an awesome
Super
journey,
close,
and the
yeah.
fact that you
And-
brought us together here, I think it's a nice way to reflect how
Yes,
long it's been and
yeah.
what we've done.
Yeah. And it transcends any crossover.
Oh, that's nice. That's really cool. Mala, you can't top that.
I cannot top
We're not
that.
even going to try.
Thank you. It's such a heartfelt, such a sweet one to describe it.
No, that's what you
Yeah.
are, Mala.
Mala, Priya, what a joy to have you both here today. You have not just built HR systems, you've built cultures that last, from courage to start something completely new, ahead of everyone, and ahead of time, to watch work itself transform. You've shown what it truly means to be people architects. Thank you for sharing your story and for reminding us that the real foundation of every company is being human. Follow Talk to Vidya for more conversations like this with more interesting people who live with purpose. Until next time, stay mindful, stay kind.